Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how I've made this very sweet 3D card. So it does fold flat, it's got quite a bounce to it, and then on the back you've got your space to write your message. Now I made this one during a Facebook Live. I wasn't going to do it for YouTube, or I was actually just going to edit this one, but I ended up changing it so much. It's actually quite a funny live, so if you do like to watch things like that, then I'll link that below. But because of that, I decided to make another one. I've since made it also a gift bag for this one, so a bit like my Book a Trick style card, I had a gift bag for that. There's something quite nice about having a card in a gift bag. Plus this is a nice project on its own. If you've got any clothing, you can wrap it in tissue, maybe a box of chocolates and things like that will go quite nice in the bag. So it's kind of 2 for 1. But this is what we're going to make today. Like I said, it's got that spring to it, lots of space on the back to write the message, and all this detail, and this is all using product from my kit. So if you are familiar with the kit, then you would have seen other things, but you can also make little gift boxes. So you can see there, you can pop little treats in that. You can make tree decorations. So this one says First Christmas in your new home. You can pop a tea light in there. But you can also make the pop-up cards, which is what it was initially designed for. So I designed this whole idea with the pop-up house. And you can see here, this is one of my examples. Got the cute little sign there, Merry Christmas from our home to yours. And you've got this one here with all those lovely stamped images. This one's one of my favourites. I love the wreath effect with the sweets on the front. I coloured all of that in. You see lots and lots of detail. And then one more is this one here. So this is all using a kit, and that will be linked below, and you're going to see it in a moment. You can get these little candy canes, which are adorable. Very, very sweet. But I just like to show you more ways that you can use your kit and get your money's worth, basically. So you can see from turning these little 3D freestanding boxes, and you can have something like this. And I also show you how to make the gift bag as well. So enough of me talking, let's get into the tutorial and let me show you how to make it all. So inside the kit, you will have your stamp set, your die set, you'll have all your papers, and you'll also have your stencils to make the house. So you want to take the stencils out, and I am going to use, no, I'm not going to use any of the pattern paper this time because I'm using the craft card. But you've got the pattern paper there if you want, or you've got your coloured cardstock. There's lots there, and I have other tutorials as well, so I will share those. And I've also done some Facebook Lives over on the Craft Stash website using this kit as well. So what you want to do is make up 2 standard size little houses. So I've already cut the roof and I've done one of them. We're going to do another one. So I've already gone ahead and drawn around and cut it out. So I've already shown this in a tutorial, and I'll link that one up here as well. But you just want to get 2 of the sides, which are this shape with the triangle thin style, and then 2 of the front and back, which have these tabs. And you want to lay it on your cardstock and just draw around it and then cut it out. And you can just draw a pencil mark where the score lines are, and then I just like to grab my scoreboard here and then just go over those. So you will have like this, like that, that one, and then that one. Okay, so we want to fold and burnish all the score lines. So on these ones, you're going to have a mountain and then a valley, and then again mountain and a valley, and then these ones, fold them all. You're actually going to cut away the bottom one, but put it all together first, and then we cut away afterwards, and that way you know you're going to cut the right piece away. So just fold all those, and then I'm going to use my quick grab glue. I'm going to start with this one here, and I'm going to add my glue all down the tab there, and then you just want to sit this one and make sure that the bottom of this lines up with this score line along here. Everything's nice and straight. And then again with this one, add your glue. And again, focus on that bottom score line, like so. And then the last one, again, always looking along here first, and then line everything else up. Next, flip it over, fold this one over and that one, and you should see, you can already, if I lay that over, you can see it's going to sit perfectly over that other tab. So I'm just going to add my glue and then close that. And then if you just go that way with it as well, just make sure it all folds flat. And then you can push in the sides, and you see we've got this. You want to have 2 of them because this is the house. And then the roof is this one here. I like to just put the labels on mine in case I pull these out in many, many years to time and I have forgotten. At least if I've got my little labels on, I know. So I've just drawn around some glittery cardstock here. And again, you've got the score line there, and you want to get those ready. You want to do 3 of them because you need one for the top of each of your little buildings there. So get those 2 done. Now, if you don't want to have a taller one, then you'll want to do 3 of those, or 4. You can have as many as you want, all joined together. But for the middle ones, I've actually extended it. Now, this is where it was quite funny during the live. I'll link the live in the description box below because you might want to see. Well, I do everything. In the YouTube videos, I cut out bits because you don't need to see me, you know, sticking the same thing down, or just, you know, I take out all the bits that you don't need to see. But in the live, you see everything. So if you do want to watch those, they are quite fun. So I've got this piece of cardstock. Now, you want to make sure that it's 6.5 tall. Get that cut to 6.5. The length is entirely up to you. I wanted to fit as much as I can on this, so it's a piece of 12-inch. Start off with one of the sides and pop it down the bottom corner, just so you're using as much of your card as possible. And then with a pencil, just draw down the side here and the score line, and then move it all the way up to the top, and then just draw around like so, and all the way down. If you need to shift it a little bit just to join that up, you can, and just draw that score line in again. So there's 1, and again do that. So you've got 2. Then with this one here, you want to line up this score line section with the corner of this piece. So if I lay that back on there, you can see I'm making sure that this piece lines up with the point here. Okay, and then just draw around, which you can see I've done, and then just slide that down and just keep bringing it down. Okay, and you can go as tall as you want. If you want to do these taller, you might want to have like one that's very tall and then stagger them down and, you know, have a more of a village. But you want to do that twice. I've already got this one because I couldn't fit it onto the edge there, so you can see. And what I did do is don't include the bottom. So you'll see I've just got the top and just bring it all the way down. Don't worry about this bottom section here because we cut it away anyway, so you don't need to pop it in there. So then you want to cut these out. And then the bottom, just take a little wedge off the corner there, and again just lining it up with that pencil line, and again with this piece here. And then I'll show you again to add your score line. So you just want to line up the pencil with the track, and then just pop in your score line there, and you can fold and burnish that. If you want to rub out any pencil that may be visible, then do that next, because you're going to be sticking it together. So like on that one, I can see a bit more of the pencil. And then this one here, again, just line it up. And then along that side as well. Okay, I also forgot with these ones, you need to add that middle score line. So just pop it in your scoreboard and focus on the point down here. Line that up so it's, you know, it hits a track, and then just start from the bottom. That way, you know, you've got it in the middle. And again with this one here, like so. And then you can do those so they're a valley fold, just like the other pieces. Then you want to lay it out and stick it together exactly the same way. So I've just flipped these over because you want to make sure the tab is on the right hand side, and then these tabs are on the top. You don't need to worry about the bottom now. So again, I'm going to grab my glue here and just stick it together just like you did with the smaller ones. Okay, so again, make sure it's all burnished and it all folds in like so. So now you should have these 3 pieces. Next we want to attach, now if you want to cover these with pattern paper then you can, but you don't end up seeing it, it's just kind of wasted in there. But if you want to, then you want to do that before you stick this down. Next I'm going to cut this one off of here, actually get those removed now. And if you want to attach them to a base, because someone did mention that during the live, then you can, but it's freestanding. So, but you know, if you want to make it more of a decorative piece, because if you don't add these score lines, then you can keep it as a 3D form and just have it as a nice decorative piece. Die cut the windows into the cardstock, pop lights on underneath. You know, there was lots of things that we were suggesting during the live. So now I'm going to add my glue all onto the side of this one, and then I want to stick it on this one here. So just make sure that you get the bottom completely flush, otherwise it's going to rock. And then you can just fold it over to the side there. Okay, and what will happen is we're going to, that when it folds flat, that's going to push inside. So if you kind of get it used to that now, so you'll see these, the middle one will have both in, the smaller ones on the side will just have the side facing in, then the other side is going inside that one. And then on this one, so that one I stuck the right hand side, this one I'm sticking the left hand side. Again, just pushing it all to one side first. And then you can squeeze in that one there. And just do a test. I mean, straight away it stands up. You don't even need to expand it out. It just stands really nicely. And what you can do, I didn't do this during the live, but what I'm thinking of doing is just taking a little bit of the bulk inside. So just cutting across on this piece here. You don't have to do this, but I'm just removing some bulk like so. Okay, this one here I'm going to attach to the top first. So I'm going to add my glue to each of these little tabs here, and then I'm going to open it up, and you want to focus on this angle here. You want the roof to sit perfectly over that shape there. So get it pushed down, make sure you've got the same amount overhanging each side. So if you focus on this one first, once you've got it in place at the back there, again, I think I'm happy with that. And then you can push in the sides and then just squeeze it down. You just want to make sure first of all that you get it straight. If you use a liquid glue, then you've got a bit of wiggle time there. But now when you open that up, you'll see the point will sit nicely within the shape of the roof there. I mean, it's not going to expand that far out anyway. You can see it's probably going to sit about there, but you just want to make sure that it's snugly, you know, wrapped around the top there. And then I've got these ones here. So what I'm going to do is stick these on afterwards because it's easy to do that. But you actually want to cut these down a little bit because obviously you can't have it overhanging on the left and the right hand side. It would just overhang the one. So I just measured. I ended up taking ½ inch off. I'm just going to take another 1/4 because I'd already taken it off. So make sure that when you pop it in, you've got your score line horizontal. And then take ½ inch off. I know I just took 1/4 because I'd already taken it off. But next, that will now sit, and you've got the same overhang here that you have on either side of this piece. Okay, so what I will actually do now is stick these down. Sorry, I changed my mind along the way just because there's a lot of steps to this one. So this one here is using this die, which will give you the roof effect. Okay, this is one of the other pop-up cards that I made. And you can see how you can get this lovely effect, but I like the trim that overhangs here. And you can see that again there. So I just cut it on some cardstock, and then I just gave myself 1/4 of an inch extra and scored along there, and that's what I'm going to stick behind. There's a lot overhanging, you know, you trim this all off, but again, I just wanted to get them all prepped before. So I'm just adding my glue. I know I didn't need to add it all along there, but I just want to sit this over here. So I just want to make sure that I've got the design the same at both ends, and then I can just trim that away, and then again trim that one away. But now you have a very cute detail there, which just really finishes off the roof there. So I'm going to do that now. You want 6 pieces altogether, but I'm going to get these all stuck down. Okay, and now we can stick these down in the same way that we did. So just pulling that out, add my glue, maybe do one side at a time if you find this a little bit fiddly, but just butt that right up to that piece, bring it down, make sure the box is completely open. As long as it's butted up there, you know you've got the overhang, so you don't need to worry about that. In place, just making sure the front's nice and straight there. And then you can just squeeze that in, flip it over, and then add the glue on the other tab, and then just fold that down. And just repeat that on the other side. Okay, so now we've got everything stuck down. Just decide which one you want to be your front and your back. I don't think I'm too, maybe actually that looks like it goes up a little bit there, so whereas it looks fine that side, so I'm going to go with this one here. Just going to trim off a little bit of the red there. But now the fun part for me is all the decoration. So you've got your dies and stamps in the kit. So I've just gone and cut out all of my windows. You get 3 windows. You get this one, and this one. So the oval, I guess, the square and the circle, and you get the detail to cut out as well. So I've gone for the same as what I used before, but I've cut it out with these 2 together. So you just pop those 2 like so, run it through, put a little bit of tape on, and you'll get the white. And then I just run that one through with a holographic card to back it. And yeah, like I said, if you want to cut that, so you can die cut just this piece directly into the card if you want, then die cut the 2 together to make the frame like this and stick it on. That way, if you put lights in, they will all come through. So it's entirely up to you how detailed you want to go with this. So I've cut myself how many? 3, 6, 9, 11, and I'm going to have 3 along the top here, and then 3 on each side. A lot of people are saying, you know, it could be like a manor house, it could be a school, it could be anything you want. You got 3 there, 3 there, and then I've got 1 here and 1 here. But the idea for this was it was going to be Santa's workshop. But it's just a big gingerbread house, somewhere we all want to be. And then I've also cut the door as well and just backed that with some holographic card. You can see the door there. But you want to get those stuck down first, and then you can build up all the detail with all the sweets and stuff around it. So I'm going to line up the house at the bottom, kept getting that wonky during the live. I'm going to have those about there. Then I've got, and I put them all on foam, there's foam all on the back. Then I've die cut this one here. It's always best with this one because you can't see through the die because it's a solid one. Die cut this piece first, then stamp, and that way it's easier to line up. So I've got that one's going to go there, the string of lights, and then I'm going to have the same there and also on that side. And then I've got all my sweets and other decorations here, little stars, and I'm going to cover it all with my sentiment. So I will end up with something like this. So I'm going to pop some festive music on, sit back and just watch this all come together. That's everything stuck down. I think it looks amazing. So next I want to cover it with the glossy accents, and then I can let that dry while I make the gift bag. So this is the glossy accents. It's by Ranger, and it just adds that shine, and it's great for, I always say this, but when I'm doing like underwater cards, anything you want to have a shine, if it's food, sweets like I'm doing here, and you just squeeze it out. Try not to get any air bubbles in it. But once you've squeezed it out, just move that around until you get a nice perfect coating. You want that to look, you know, it's sealed. There's no like little gaps or anything. Again, just squeeze it out and then just move that around. Squeeze out more if you need it, and try not to remove the nozzle once you've, you know, started squeezing it out, because that will reduce the bubbles. Again, you can see I've got a nice clear coating over the top. So I'm going to go over all of my sweets, and then we can start doing the gift bag. So the glossy accents are dry, and you can just see that lovely shine. It just really finishes off the card. I've also added some little embellishments there, just those yellow ones. I thought that would work quite well against the red. And then on the back I've got this piece here, which I've already stamped my message. This is a piece of 2 7/8 by 4 7/8, and that's going to fit perfectly in the middle. If you want to cover these two as well, you can. Maybe you want to pop some pattern paper on there, or it could be, you know, a card that you're maybe giving to a colleague and you want some more space to write, you know, messages from different people. Then you've got quite a lot of space on the back there. I'm just going to slide that one under there and just move it around so you get a nice border on all 4 sides, like so. And you'll see there it's got that spring, so it just does bounce straight up, and it, you know, it stands up straight away. So now we can make the bag. So you're going to want 2 pieces of 12 by 9.5, and along the 12-inch side you want to score at 10.5, and then along the 9.5 you want to score at 8. Okay, so I've already done this one. Probably should have done that one there actually, because I've already cut this one. Next, so do that twice, fold and burnish like so, and then you just want to cut up that little square in the corner. So just cut up to the score line, and then just take a wedge off of each side. Just straighten that one up a little bit. Just remove the score line there. Okay, so you'll have 2 of those, but we need to attach them. So you want these pieces here because we need that full 10.5, and then we needed the 1.5 for the width of the card. You can squash that down even more, so you could, you know, put the tab in here as well, but I just thought the 1.5 worked well. Plus it's a nice kind of bag size as well for other things. So you want 2 pieces of 1 by 8. Along the 1-inch side you want to score at 1/2 inch, okay, and then you just want to take a little wedge off of the end, so you've got like a little flag shape, and then just fold and burnish. So you've got 2 of those. So I've got 1 of these and 1 of these pieces. Grab my glue and just want to cover the left hand side of the tab like so, and then line up the bottom there. Just make sure the side of this piece just runs right down through the middle of that score line. Just spread all that glue out like so. Then you're going to add glue to the other side now. You can just put the glue all over all of it, but do it bit by bit. Just, it's not so messy either. And then you're going to grab the other one. And now you can just sit that over. And you just want to focus on the score line here at the bottom, making sure that that's nice and straight. Again, just spread that out. Now we can fold that and just give that a really good burnish. And there's a corner of your bag. Okay, and then we're going to do the same now on this end. So flip it over, but just fold this one over. Grab your other like hinge and add glue again all down that left hand side. and then just pop that one again, lining it up with the score line. And then add the glue again to the other side. And then you can just fold this whole piece over and it should perfectly line up. Again, give that a good burnish. So now you'll see we've got this shape. Whilst I've got it flat like this, I'm going to decide which you want to be the front and the back. I've got this piece here. I'm only going to decorate one side. I don't think you need to do both, but obviously you can if you want. This is a piece of 10 1/4 by 7 3/4. So I'm going to use the Kalau all-purpose for this large area. This will dry very hard, so it will really strengthen the side. So if maybe you're using a lighter weight cardstock, this is the one I'm using at the moment. It's about 220. But this will turn it into like a 300 plus. It will make it very, very strong. And then that's ready for you to put a topper on. But like I said, I'm leaving mine plain for now, and they will have a gift tag added to them once I've decided on who I'm definitely giving them to. So that's that. And then what I would also suggest now is just pinching the sides. You don't have to go all the way down. You can add a score line through the middle if you want, but you can just pinch it. But just get kind of like 3/4 of it kind of squashed like so, and then you can punch your holes. So it's up to you how far you come in. I'm going to come in 3 inches. So 3 inches from that side, and then 3 inches from this side, and come down about, what's that, 1/2 inch? Yeah. And then just using my punch, just going to make a couple of holes there, like so. And now that's ready to put our handles on in a moment. So just pop that back out, and then I like to stick the back one down first, add some glue onto the tabs there, and just stick those down, and then pop the glue over the rest. This way your side tabs are all concealed between the two long pieces, and it just looks neater from the inside, like so. And then when you look in there, you don't see any of the tabs, but if you grab your ruler, you can just push that all down. And then I've got this ribbon here, which I thought worked really well. So I'm just going to pop that through one side first and just tie a knot, like so. And then they don't need to be that long. Okay, so there's a cute, like I said, little bag on its own there. Make sure this is completely dry, and then it will slot inside. You could wrap it in some tissue if you wanted to, just obviously make sure nothing catches. But once it's in, yeah, I'll probably wrap a bit of tissue around mine. How lovely is that? And I think it's quite unexpected for a card to be given this way, but I can't wait to give these to the 2 people I have in mind. Again, I just bring that one in. I use these straps here, which I save from any of those fancy bags that you get sometimes, and gift bags that you might get at Christmas and birthdays and stuff. You know, take the handles off because they're perfect for reusing. So let's just show you this one again, which was the one I made during the Facebook Live. If you want to see this one, like I said, made, then just watch the live and I'll link that below. And then again, this one. I love the holographic cardstock on this one. I think it looks gorgeous. So as always, thank you for watching. All of the product that I've used today will be shared in the description box below, and check out the other tutorials using the kit, because there's so many ways to use this. Like I said, gift boxes, gift bags, pop-up, you know, these kind of 3D cards as well. And I'm always coming up with new ideas, so I'm sure you'll see some other fun ways to use these products as well in the future. If you've enjoyed today and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel, and that way also you'll be notified every time I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.